November 13th. Boy, we've got a lot of stuff going on here. You can see, boat's an absolute mess right now. I've got tools and parts and just crap laid out all over the place. I've decided about 3 months ago to quit my job. So pretty successful career in big tech, and decided that I wanted to switch from weekend warrior to full-time cruising. One day, just decided to turn in my resignation or announce my early retirement. I'm not old enough to retire. Not at that age. I've got a bit of runway left there, but I wanted to get out and cruise. And actually, I've been dreaming about doing this for a long time, and I wanted to get out while I'm, young enough and healthy enough to do this. So my original plan was to work right up until Thanksgiving. And, while I'm still working, get the boat ready for cruising to Mexico, leaving December 1st and cruising down Baja to La Paz inside of the Sea of Cortez. It's where I bought the Valiant 40. It's where I purchased Keeldragger 2 years ago. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with the engine here and what I think is kind of the Achilles heel of this Valiant 40 and where it's presenting me with some difficult decisions. This is a Volvo Penta 2003T, circa 1988, with a little bit under 6,000 hours on it. This engine hasn't been made in 25 years or so. So a lot of the parts are obsolete. You can't buy them from Volvo Penta. And there's not a big aftermarket supply for a lot of these parts either. The block itself seems like it's in good shape. We're not, burning a lot of oil. We don't have blue smoke. Compression seems good. She starts right up. So I'm happy with that. This is a V-drive. So the engine's actually turned around in the Valiant. I checked the oil level as I'm going through and double checking everything. And I'll freely admit at this point, I haven't checked it as nearly as often as I should have. I've noticed it was low before and I've added oil in the past. It was empty. Now I'm freaking out a little bit because we've got for sure an oil leak with the transmission. So now I go and I'm looking up options. I'm talking to Volvo Penta, both dealers and distributors. It's an obsolete V-drive transmission. Most of the parts to rebuild it are obsolete, so you can't get them. You can't even get the seals. So I had a mechanic look at it. He thinks it's the output side that's leaking, kind of the bottom part of the unit. It's leaking oil, and so it's not an immediate catastrophic issue. It got me thinking a little bit. If I'm headed off to Mexico and I can't get parts here in the US, what's going to happen when I get down there? The engine, 6,000 hours, a lot of obsolete parts. It's a concern, right? It's a risk that I could take, but I don't think I'm willing to take that risk right now. I knew when I bought the boat that I was going to repower. Let's go ahead and just stick another engine in it. It's a big chunk of coin, but I knew this when I bought the boat. The problem is with the supply chain crisis right now, and the engine that I really want to get is Beta Marine. The problem is I think the engine that I want to get for this might be backed up until April. 5 months out before the mechanic would have the engine in hand. I decided, at least for now, that I'm going to try and cruise locally. So I'm still retiring early. I'm going to cruise locally. I'll do more of the Channel Islands in Southern California for a while until I get the engine replacement figured out. We're just going to play it by ear. But for now, I'll continue to try and get the boat organized. And I'm still, in a minimum, going to be doing some local sailing adventures and all that. So I'm eager to get back on the water. So everything's kind of a mess right now, but we're going to get her all sorted.
Master Ken here with a special message for Mark Bunch. I understand that you recently quit your job with plans to sail to Mexico and Hawaii, but your boat needs a new engine, so your plans are getting a little delayed, a little messed up. I got to tell you, this is an important lesson that I teach my students all the time. Sometimes things don't go as planned, whether it's about sailing around the world or whether it's in a self-defense situation. For instance, this person comes up to me in a parking lot. Maybe you're out there ready to pick up your new boat engine and some guy comes up to you talking some smack, okay? You think, oh, okay, I know what I'm going to do. My plan is to break his arm. Then you reach over, no arm. Doesn't have a right arm. Okay, you think, okay, well, I'll just break his left arm. Oh, my goodness. No left arm. You might be thinking, Master Ken, why would I continue to fight a double amputee? Well, he shouldn't have come over and started some smack in the first place. So I just have to adapt. I have to overcome. He has a face. He has a neck, okay? I can chop him right in the throat. I can poke him in his eyes. I can snap his neck, knee his groin as he falls over. I can re-stomp that groin. So the lesson for today is adapt and overcome. If you can't put an engine in your boat, maybe it needs to be a sailboat. Maybe you got to build your own submarine. The point is, figure it out. Get out in that water. Make it happen. And remember, always re-stomp that groin.
All right, it's 11:32 Saturday morning. I think it's November the 13th. Heading to the fuel dock, so I haven't run the engine in a few weeks now. And I just want to get a little bit of motoring. Also, we're gonna start off by heading over to the fuel dock, pull on some fuel. Not really sure where the tank's at right now because the gauge is faulty, so I've been trying to troubleshoot that. Who knows what the hell's going on, but let's go ahead and motor the engine a little bit, and then we'll take a look and see if we're leaking any oil out of the transmission. Took on about 38.9 gallons of diesel. It's about what I expected. Gauge isn't working, so I would have been estimating anyways, but I figured it was probably down 40 to 45, being a little on the conservative side. Transmission wasn't leaking oil statically while it was sitting, so we're going to motor a little bit. I don't know what we're going to do. We may go to Catalina, may just boat around and come back. May go to White Island, White. We'll see. All right, 1 o'clock update. So we're at cruising speed, doing about 6.1 knots. Got one guy doing it right, sailing in front of us. We actually want to motor on this trip, and I want to see what's going on with the oil consumption or leakage with the transmission. Really clear path to Catalina. And shipping traffic, at least getting into the shipping lane so far, does not appear to be a concern. One nice thing I'm happy with is getting chart plotter finally wired with NEMA 2000 data. See, these little triangle shaped things are boats on AIS. So I didn't have that before on my Helm chart plotter, which is pretty nice. Also getting things like sail steer. It's 2 o'clock, just turned off the water maker. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe really hard to tell by looking at the water here, but I can't tell if it's algae or if that's oil from that cargo ship. It doesn't really look like an oil sheen. right, 4 o'clock, White's Landing. We're anchored. Hook is down, we're in 75 feet of water. Beautiful and calm. So we're gonna chill and just relax a little bit. I can get the boat sorted out a little bit while we're at anchor, which is nice. And I'll make water for another hour or two and then figure out what I want to do after that. But looking forward to a nice night on the hook and away from civilization. A beautiful morning. Had a beautiful sunrise this morning. Everything seems to be mostly working okay this morning. And what is it? About 20 after 7. It's time to light the fires and kick the tires. Let's do it. Beautiful here at Hen Rock, White Cove. Let's get this anchor up, huh? Old sand and dirt on the bottom. Clean this off a little.
I was waiting in the undertow.
8:15. We've got about 2.5 hours to go. Hey, look at this. There's not going to be any sailing today.
Where my heart would flow. I was waiting in the undertow. Can't touch the bottom. Sit into a tumble. Waves that shake me out of my skin. Never been so easy. Losing my direction. My bearings have me south of home. But I've been wrong before. I was waiting in the undertow, set adrift with fairway like bows, unaware of where my heart was.
Just did a crazy Ivan. We've got this cargo ship, the Ken EI, up ahead of us, and we got down to CPA of less than a mile. I like to stay you know, 1.5 miles generally to 2 if I'm gonna cut in front of these guys. Here we are, the Ken EI. Ken E? How do you pronounce that? Angel's Gate, we've got a couple of tugboats out here. In front of us, we'll see what they're doing. And the Ken EI is back, running us down. We'll let our friends here pass through first.